Hey, thank you very much, Peter, and thank you for that introductory talk as well. I mean, for the silver bugs here, I think it's a fairly stark reminder as to why we're here and looking at investing in silver projects. I'm Rob Macdonald, Vice President of Exploration for Southern Silver, and thank you all for coming out to see me. I'll be talking about Southern's companies, particularly the Cerro Las Minitas silver, lead, zinc skarn project located in Durango, Mexico, but we also have two other earlier stage projects in southern New Mexico that I'll be touching on as I go through the presentation. And then again, forward-looking statements. I will be making forward-looking statements. I'm a geologist. That is my job. And so just be properly reminded. Okay, and so with Southern, we have a flagship project. It's called the Cerro Las Minitas Silver, Lead, Zinc project located in Durango, Mexico. It is currently one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver-based projects in the world, with indicated and inferred resources totaling 335 million silver equivalent ounces in both the indicated and the inferred categories, roughly 40% indicated, 60% inferred. We're located in a well-established silver exploration and mining district, and we're surrounded by producers. We own 100% of the company. We are well financed due to a financing we completed in the middle of last year, 2021. We still have over $10 million in the Treasury, and fully funded to be able to continue with the current work, which includes a preliminary economic assessment on our CLM project, as well as exploration on CLM on one of our other projects, the Oro project, as well as other corporate objectives. And so we have a number of company catalysts coming forward in 2022, the first being, of course, the preliminary economic assessment of Cerro Las Minitas. We're in the final stages of putting that together and would and intend to have that out within the coming weeks, about a month maybe. We have new discoveries at Cerro Las Minitas, as well as we've now just initiated a drill program on our Oro project in New Mexico. And then we also have some greenfields exploration on our Hermanas project, which is also located in southern New Mexico. A little bit of a review of the capital structure. Right now, I guess as of May 5th, we're sitting at 31 cents. We've come off a little bit, given the carnage over the last 10 days or so. But we're sitting just under $100 million market cap. EV per ounce equivalent in the ground is around 30 cents right now. Top shareholders are Electrum Global Holdings, as well as some institutions. And we have analyst coverage from both Red Cloud Securities, Fundamental Research, and newsletter coverage from the Caesars Report, Peter with the Silver Stock Investor, as well as Jeff Clark with goldsilver.com and the Silver Chartist. Cerro Las Minitas is one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver-based assets in the world. We sit very comfortably within the top 10. And there we go, within the top 10 of projects. And within those top 10, we are the highest grade. And that's because within the top 10, you have a lot of open pit, bulk tonnage style deposits. They have a mix of sulfide and oxide mineralization, can sometimes present an issue with metallurgy and whatnot. But we are an underground deposit, sulfide resource, and we have the grade to sustain that type of mining scenario. We also feature an experienced management team and board with a history of success, particularly in Mexico. As you go down through the resumes, you'll see a number of world-class deposits, and particularly world-class deposits within Mexico. So it's a group of people that know what major projects look like. They know how to explore those projects and to bring them to a production decision, either within the companies that they're operating or through sale of the asset, through a producing company that will put the project into production for the benefit of the shareholder. And so this is the project portfolio. In southern New Mexico, we have earlier stage projects, the Oro and the Hermanas project, and I'll get to these projects toward the end of the presentation. But the flagship, of course, is Cerro Las Minitas. It sits within the heart of the Faja de Plata, or Belt of Silver, of north-central Mexico. We're located out here on the interior Altiplano, so we're not in the mountains. We're in a fairly safe and secure area in southeast Durango. We own the project 100%. We've put over $30 million in exploration and acquisition on the project since 2011. Recent resource update has increased, shown a significant increase in the mineral resource, and we're putting all of that together into a preliminary economic assessment on the project that's due out in the coming weeks. And so with respect to the project, it's a large property package. It's outlined here in yellow with what I call the area of the Cerro, which hosts the mineral resources in this area here. It's a large property package. We're surrounded by producers, well located, just 70 kilometers to the northeast of the city of Durango. We have federal highways running right through the project, power line right through the project, rail line right through the project. And as I said earlier, we're on the edge of the Altiplano. So as I like to joke, we're out in the middle of the bean fields, not the marijuana fields. It makes it a very safe place to be operating in. We have our exploration environmental permits in place. We have social licenses and agreements with the local ejido. We have our permits in place to keep moving the project forward. And this is the Cerro. You can see the divided highway, a federal highway running right through the property, one of the aforementioned bean fields. To date, we've identified 6 mineral deposits on the project. There's 4 over on the western flank, 2 over on the eastern flank. And then, of course, this is the access to the project. It's about a 10-minute drive from the town of Guadalupe, Victoria. Again, very easy access to the project. Geologically, and I won't spend much time on this, it's a pretty classic skarn-type system with a central monzonite forming the heat pump of the system, a zone of alteration that wraps around that central intrusion. We have 3 of the deposits sit within that skarn-altered halo, and most of the mineralization sit within that skarn-altered halo. There's 3 smaller deposits, and they're on the western flank of the central intrusion, and they're hosted by, in the margins of a series of a dike swarm, as well as structures that channel the intrusions and the mineralization. This is a breakdown of the mineral resources. It's a large deposit, 32 million tons in the project. We have indicated and inferred resources, and when you start looking at the metal deportment within the project, it's over 100 million ounces of silver alone, so 115 million ounces of silver. That's a major silver project in and of its own right, and 2.7 billion pounds of combined lead zinc within this polymetallic project. This is what it looks like in 3D. We have that central intrusion. You can see mineralization wrapped around the central intrusion, as well as mineralization hosted in some subvertical structures. You see that at both the Blind del Sol, Los Victorias, and you also see that a little bit in the Mina La Bacona. The latest mineral resource increased the resource by over 30%. Contained metal increased as well. We now have over 115 million ounces of silver. NSR value totals about $4 billion in this project. So this is a big project and something that people might want to get into. We have excellent metallurgy, 3 different concentrates. We get excellent zinc recovery, excellent lead, excellent silver recovery. And we're building all of that into a preliminary economic assessment that we'll have out in about 4 weeks' time. But we continue to explore. We have a drill still turning on the property. We're drilling currently now to the west of the Mina La Bacona deposit, and as well we've also drilled up in the El Sol concession. West of the Bacona deposit, we've drilled a series of holes that look to be on their way to identifying another mineralized lens. This is the drill pattern that we've completed to date. This is open, down dip, as well as open along strike to the west. And again, the drill keeps on turning. We just put out a release last week. High-grade mineralization we continue to add to the mineral resource base of the project. And very quickly, because I only have about 20 seconds, We're also operating on the Oro project in southern New Mexico. It's a large laramide copper porphyry system. And so the idea here was to give our investors, our shareholders, an exposure to copper mineralization along with the silver, lead, zinc that we have on the project. We're doing as well earlier stage work on the Hermanus gold silver vein deposit as well, or system I should say. We've completed some initial mapping and sampling on that, and we'll be working on permitting to have that ready for drilling later this year. But we are drilling the Oro property as we speak, and there will be continued news flow as we move down the road. So in 2022, PEA pending. We have greenfields drilling on the CLM and the Oro properties, and so we'll have assay results coming out over the coming weeks and months, as well as toward the end of this year, we should have Hermanus permitted and be in a position to drill that. So we have excellent news flow, an excellent project, and I invite you to have a closer look online, southernsilverexploration.com, and if you like, you can speak to me after the presentation. Thank you very much.